Hello everyone, my name is Random1785 and in this video I will be going over the journey I took to beat Hell the Medium Demon from Geometry Dash. This was a really epic adventure for me, filled with a ton of challenges, and honestly just a really cool story of how I beat this level. So I kind of want to go over that in this video today. So yeah, let's start off with me, how I came to pick up the level in the first place. Well, one of my friends told me that, this was a good level to pick up to kind of improve my GD skill. And eventually, when I first loaded up the level, I ran into this wave part right here. Now, this wave was extremely difficult, and as you'll see in this video, this wave part will be a massive issue for me in the entirety of me trying to beat this level. This wave was extremely difficult, and I thought that okay, I probably can't beat this level because it's a wave part. But I went into practice and I checkpoint spammed until I got past the wave part, and then I got to another part that completely stumped me. And that was this mini cube section right here. Now this mini cube section is pretty difficult because it involves a ton of buffer clicks, like a ton. And initially I was just unable to figure out the click pattern for this part of the level. And this is where I actually ended up dropping the level because I thought that I couldn't actually learn this click pattern. I spent like 300 attempts on practice on this section trying to learn the click pattern, and I just could not do it for the life of me, and I eventually gave up. But after a while, I came back to this level and decided that, I might be able to actually do this, right? So I went into practice mode, I came back to this level, and I finally learned the click pattern, and with that, the rest of the level. And the rest of the level actually was really, really easy. And I decided, okay, you know what? I think I might be able to do this, I've gone past the part that I've already gotten stuck on, and now that I know the click pattern, it's actually very consistent and pretty nice. So yeah, with that being said, I was now kind of ready to start practicing the level. Not really, but, well, whatever. There will be another really difficult section for me in this level, and that will be this ship section right here. This orb right here was really difficult for me up until a certain point, and it was just really, really hard for me to get consistent at it. But as we later learned the level, I actually got pretty consistent at this orb as I kept playing this level. Now, at the beginning, I only had about a 20% chance of passing this ship section by itself, which was pretty bad. But as I kept playing the level, I got more and more consistent at this orb, and again, I managed to overcome this obstacle. And with that being said, I started realizing that I could definitely do 22 to 100 relatively easily, and all that I needed to do left was just to play the wave section and hope to get past it. And once I got past the wave section, I basically would have a pretty good chance of beating level from there. So with that in mind, I started my attempts. I decided to start streaming around 100 attempts a day. I think actually exactly 100 attempts a day is what I decided on. And the first day was brutal. Out of the 100 attempts I did, only a single attempt got past the orb ship. I think I had 2 attempts past the wave that died to the ship, but I only managed to pass that orb once out of a full 100 attempts, and for that attempt I died at 38. Now, before I started streaming the level, I played a bit of the level. I think I played around 30 attempts after I learned it. And after learning all that, I had gotten a PB of 38% after passing the wave once. And that was what I started with when I started streaming. So I got 38 again, albeit I think I died a bit earlier than I did in my PB playing this level. And that was the end of the first day. 100 attempts, and only one time had I gotten past the orb ship. And I had died pretty early on. And as I would see in my later attempts and later days of trying to beat the level, that this wave was basically all that stood between me and getting past the level, right? I feel like that if I had 100 attempts and the wave didn't exist, I would probably beat the level in like 20 attempts. And that's how consistent I got 22 to 100 in by the end of my playing. The next day, by attempt 62, I had managed to pass the orb ship 4 times, which was honestly not that bad. And here I ended up deleting the orb ship because I realized that all my orb ship passes were counted as fails. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's the same thing, to conserve space, because I knew that I would be failing this level a lot. But as you can see here, all these attempts are very similar, right? I have 2 38s, a 37, and 36, right? And this would be the start of another particularly difficult part of the level for me, which would be the other ship warp, the green orb. But as for now, as I went into my second day of playing this level, 200 attempts in, I had figured out kind of a better way to do the wave, and I was getting past this wave a lot more. And by my 100th attempt, this is footage of my 100th attempt, by the way, I had managed to pass the wave another time, ending up with 5 orb ship passes by my second day, which honestly wasn't too bad. Now onto the third day, I realized that I needed to practice this specific part I kept dying to. This little ship tunnel right here, and that little green orb. And as you can see, I just started 31 to 100 practice. I just started practicing this part over and over again until I was able to get it consistent. Now, before I started attempts from 0, I decided to do some 21 to 100 attempts. And now, a lot of times I died early to this ship because I just sucked at it. But I think after around literally 7 minutes of gameplay, I got this run. And let me just fast forward a bit. Eventually getting to the ship part right here and the final ship, which is all that stood between me and beating the level. And just like that, I had done 21 to 100 after 72 attempts. Sorry, my bad. It took me 72 attempts to get 21 to 100. I think when I started playing 21 to 100, it was right here, right? 14 minutes. It took me literally 5 minutes and 30 seconds of gameplay to get 21 to 100. Not a lot of time at all. And this actually was a huge confidence boost because, I had just done 21 to 100 in a relatively short amount of time. And with that in mind, I started playing my attempts. And I started here, so anything past this is what I got today. And today I managed to pass the orb ship 6 times, but I died to the exact same green orb 5 times. And this is where I realized that if I wanted to beat this level, I had to not only get consistent at the wave and that first ship orb part, I also needed to get consistent at 34% because I kept dying to 34. With that, I had basically doubled the amount of post wave attempts on my third day of play, which is really good, right? Because that means I'm getting more and more consistent at the wave. After practicing this green orb some more, I figured out kind of a general way to do it. If I checked the stop right there so it would die and get back to playing level. If I click the green orb and then I held my mouse for a slight amount of time, I would avoid those kind of deaths where I would, hit the bottom, and, okay, that's where I held too much. But, it's kind of just a little science of holding just a bit in order to get past that. And that's kind of what I practice here. I kept practicing hitting the orb. I kept practicing, getting past the little spike barrier here. And with that in mind, I got a lot more consistent at 34 and was able to do this part without dying there. As you see my fails, there's so many 34 fails. It's absolutely insane. After a bit, I got this run where I finally passed the orb, but I was completely disoriented. For some reason, I thought I had died to the orb there. I don't know what it was, but I was not expecting myself to pass here. So as you can see, I was completely panicky. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I did not manage rather to do this mini orb part and died. But just like that, I had gotten a new PB of 43%. And, that was pretty happy. I got a new PB, I've gotten, a lot more passes, and that was the end of the third day. I think I got a bit more attempts. I got, after that, a 35 and a 35, and that was basically all that for today. But on day 3, I think I started around here, and I managed to get past that part 10 times about. I don't know, I'm not going to count that. So that was pretty good, and I was pretty satisfied with myself. Now on to day 4. I think I got past the orb ship, the first orb ship a few times, and died to the second orb ship a few more times. But after that, I got this run, and I played super well. And I don't know what attempt number this was, I didn't check, but we will know after the attempt, although. And I just kept playing, and this part was really consistent. I had played this part a lot, like a lot. And usually when I beat levels, I usually practice like 50 to 100 a lot and make sure I can beat it consistently. That's kind of how I play levels. So just the final ship remained, got the coin, kept going, and I decided at some point to skip the last coin because it was super inconsistent and didn't want to lose any runs for it. But just like that, I had beaten hell on my 4th day in only 35 attempts. And then my game crashed. My game straight up crashed. And when I went back into my Geometry Dash, it did not show as a completed run. So I had been robbed. I had beaten the level, but it hadn't saved as a completion. But with that in mind, I realized something, right? So, I was getting pretty consistent on the wave. You see, out of 300 attempts, I've passed it a fair amount of times. And in 36 attempts, I had passed it 5 times, and one of them I had managed to beat the level on it. And you know how I skipped the last coin? Well, I decided to try rebeating it. But this time, I would not be allowed to skip the last coin. I would have to get it, right? Because, I've beaten it with 2 coins. Now we're going to do it with 3. And that's what I did for the rest of my time completing this level. I practiced the last coin first, and then I decided to go for completing it again. And a few attempts later, as you can see, I got a 91, which was pretty cool. Here I just accidentally bonked myself into the last spike there. The mistake I made here arguably was usually when I get past this ship portal here, I will hold and then align myself, not like into that of course, but like I would kind of come here and I hold and then I kind of align myself. Here I kept like clicking upwards, and because of that I was unable to slow myself from bumping into this and dying. But other than that, I got a 91, and a few attempts later I got a 92. This is a 92 run. Really close, but I didn't really care that much. And from there, I think I died to 3 more times before getting my 100 attempts and eventually abandoning day 4 because I had done my daily 100 attempts. But with that in mind, I was getting super consistent at that wave, and I was passing it a lot more compared to day 1, and I had even beaten the level, technically speaking. So, going to day 5, I was super confident that with these 100 attempts, I would be able to put this level behind me once and for all. So, on to day 5 I went, and I passed away so many times, although this was a really stupid attempt, but I passed away so many times, and my fails just, the text box couldn't even, like, accept all these fails. Like, they went off the screen, basically. But, 41 attempts, I had passed it a fair amount of times. I think I did it like 8 times or something. It's just off the screen right now. And I got the 62 run. Now, what I died to in this attempt is the hilarious and the funniest thing ever. Like, when I came here, I clicked, and then the portal just did not allow me to touch the platform, and I just fell straight off. Like, I could have clicked the orb, maybe, but that's like a frame perfect, like, and I was not expecting that. So I just died here, 62, which was honestly the only time I died between 43 and 90. The only death. I've never died to anything past 43, which is insane. And that just shows you the amount of practice and consistency I put into beating this level, right? Like, I got everything consistent except for that beginning wave part, and that was all really that held me back from beating level. But after this death, I got really mad, but I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, I can beat it a bit later. And later, I got really consistent at this wave. I was passing it most of the time. Now, I can't really see my fails because my OBS skills are non-existent, but at this time, I was getting super consistent at this wave. I was passing it like basically half the time at the point, which is absolutely insane. Like, if you're passing the wave half the time, then, you're probably going to beat it, and that's exactly what happened. But why, though? If I duplicate something, OBS, I do not want 2 of the exact same thing. Or, no, I do want 2 of the exact same thing. I don't want them to be connected to each other. Why would I want to edit both of them? It makes no sense. Lock in. Oh my goodness, lock the freak in, bro. Let's go! 3-coin hell! Let's freaking go! Oh my gosh, please don't crash. Wait, okay, exit. Okay, there we go. We did it, 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 we did it. Let's go. 543 attempts. 3 coins. Oh my gosh. Let's go. That is it. And just like that, I had completed a new hardest. This was honestly a really fun journey, and you know, it was super fun beating this level, especially like overcoming these obstacles like that wave, getting more consistent as I played it day to day, and you know, getting consistent at the rest of the level. It honestly was a really fun level to play. Like I'd rate it like maybe an 8 out of 10. And the only reason why I'm taking points off of it is just because of that stupid wave section. It's extremely unbalanced compared to the rest of the level, especially the other wave, which is super duper easy. Like the other wave is so free compared to the first wave, it's not even funny. But yeah, with that being said, hope you've enjoyed the level, hope you've enjoyed my journey of beating this absolute blast of a level. I probably won't be doing a new hardest because I just don't like playing a level over and over again. Like GD is kind of fun, but I just don't really want to like keep playing like hard levels. It's just annoying, especially when there's just like one part you keep dying to every now and again. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for 200 subs, which I got during the stream, and I will be seeing you in a next video, maybe. I have no idea, or I just might not upload for the rest of my life. But with that being said, goodbye and thank you. And before I end the video, I just want to mention the funniest thing ever, which is that the two most impressive things I've done on both Minecraft and Geometry Dash have been griefed by technology. On Minecraft, my PB run currently is unverifiable because my Wi-Fi crashed in the middle of the run, and in Geometry Dash, of course, when I beat Hell for the first time, my game crashed, which is, honestly, I don't even know what's going on. But I hope the next time I do something impressive, my house doesn't blow up or something.